قولي ربي زدني علما وعملا والحقنا بالصالحين اللهم أخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمنا بنور الفهم وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Alhamdulillah, all praises for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has favored upon us that we are able to be alive in this month, the beautiful month of Ramadan. We have been told that during a lifetime of a person, there are two times when a person is the guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of them, those times where a person is Allah's guest, is the month of Ramadan. And the other is when a person goes and visits Baytullah Sharif, Khana Kaaba. And maybe this is why we have been told that even breathing in this month is tasbih. Because when you go to somebody as a guest, they offer the best they have for you. That's the norm. If you are invited by somebody in their houses, the least they can do for you is that whatever they have available at the end, they present it to you. That's a normal norm. That's a moral system we have between us as well. So imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being your host. This is the month where we have this opportunity that we can actually attain that taqwa. This has the potential that a person can completely get attentive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And alhamdulillah, we had this opportunity to keep talking about this beautiful dua from Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajal farajahum, in which he is making us attentive toward some of the characteristics our nafs has, and how to deal with that, and what should rather be our way of life, what our ideology should be, how should we look at things, how can we fix some of our akhlaq and our way of interacting with others. So in that context, alhamdulillah, we had reached this sentence where Imam alayhi salam, he is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he says that, "Oh Allah, وَعَبِّدْنِي لَكَ وَلَا تُفْسِدْ إِبَادَتِي بِالْعُجْبِ." When he said that, "Oh Allah, when you give me the wusat and rizq, you make me needless, and you give me izzah and honor, right? And I don't want you that you get me in a state, or let me get in a state where I think of myself better than others, right? And I just keep worshipping you, stay obedient to you." Then he said, "Ya Allah, wala," because now he's talking about the ibadah, right? And we talked about the ibadah itself, that the basic, the most important thing in ibadah is the intention. And what is that intention? That you're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Lillah billah, you're doing something in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fi sabilillah, to get the needs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what ibadah is. If any action which you want it to be considered as ibadah, if you take this out of it, it's mere just ritual acts, nothing else. It's not ibadah anymore. May it be doing wudu. If you take the intention out that you're doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just washing your face, your whole day you stand and do that, it's not going to be wudu. You can keep going to sujood and standing up and going to ruku, but if the intention of ibadah is not there, that you're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not there, it's just mere sitting and standing up. So once he has asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, "Ya Allah, I end up being obedient to you, I worship you," right after that he's making us attentive that there's something which can destroy your ibadah, which can corrupt your ibadah, which can get you out of that ubudiyah, that servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that service to Allah. What is that? He said, وَلَا تُفْسِدْ عِبَادَتِي بِالْعُجُبِ. Oh Allah, don't let my ibadah, my worship of yours, get corrupted, get destroyed, that I start thinking of myself better than others. We kind of did point toward what ujub is. Ujub is when you think you're better than others. That you feel like I have more value than others. I am somebody. And naturally, if you look at this sentence of Imam alayhi salam, where he talked about ibadah, and right after he's saying that, Ya Allah, let not my ujub destroy my ibadah, we should understand that the ujub and ibadah can never gather. And I said the other day that intellect and ujub can never gather. A person who thinks he's better than others, the moment he thinks that, he's not intellectual anymore. And ibadah, to be at service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, can also not ever gather with ujub. Why? The example is very simple. If you look at the very beginning verses of Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is for us narrating the story of our father Adam alayhi salam, and he says, when we told Malaika, when it was said to the Malaika that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to place a representative on the earth, and the story went on, he said, he told the angels to prostrate, do sajda to Adam. Quran says everybody did that, all the angels, illa iblis. But the Iblis did not do it. And then Quran said one thing, why that happened, that Iblis did not obey Allah. First it says, وَأَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ. He denied, he did not listen, and he became arrogant. Ujub is to be arrogant, thinking that you are better. So the moment he said that I'm not going to do it, and Allah is saying that he did istikbar, he thought of himself better. That's what he says later, that, I am made of like fire, and then Adam alayhi salam, in his opinion, was made of dust, so he thought fire is better than dust. The moment he did that ujub, the moment he felt better than Adam alayhi salam, he thought he is somebody, he was thrown out from the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're not going to be in the muqarrabeen anymore. So over here, right away, Imam alayhi salam is making us attentive. देखिए जहाँ पे भी उजब आएगा, जहाँ इंसान ये समझना शुरू कर दे कि मैं दूसरों से बेहतर हूँ, इबादत से वो इबादत से खारिज हो जाएगा. कि अब्द होने का जो पहला बेसिक तरीन जो उसके अंदर फैक्टर है, वो ये कि मैं कुछ भी नहीं हूँ, खुदा सब कुछ. अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद अज्जल फरजहुम. तो इमाम ये कह रहे हैं यहाँ पे कि बारे इलाहा, मेरे उजब की वजह से, मुझे अपने आप को दूसरों से बेहतर समझने की वजह से मेरी इबादत को ज़ाया होने से बचा ले. यहाँ ये रमज़ान के महीने तक़वा की जो हम बात कर रहे थे, खुदा की तरफ अटेंशन की जो बात कर रहे हैं, उसमें यही है कि अगर इंसान खुदा को बड़ा समझे तो क्या होगा, उसके लिए सारे बातों पे खुदा की अमल करना आसान हो जाएगा. एक हमारे उस्ताद हैं, वो ये बता रहे थे कि अगर इंसान को किसी शरई वाजिब या हराम पर अमल करते हुए मुश्किल पेश आ रही है, इसका मतलब है कि नाऊज़ु बिल्लाह, गॉड फॉरबिड, वो कहीं ना कहीं एक मख्फी शिर्क में मुब्तला है. वो खुदा को बड़ा नहीं मान रहा, खुदा को बड़ा नहीं समझ रहा. इस वजह से वो खुदा की इताअत करने में नाकाम हो रहा है, क्योंकि अनकॉन्शियसली, बगैर तवज्जो के वो खुदा को उतना बड़ा नहीं समझ रहा. So I'm going to say that again in English as well. One of the teachers, he mentioned that, he said that if you're having trouble in obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it comes to some of the obligations and some of the forbidden stuff. That means that at times, in those moments, you are considering yourself, somebody. And you are not attentive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being Akbar, the greatest. Like for example, if your spouse or your friend or your family member or your child or somebody in your family, they are misbehaving with you. They are being rude with you. They are shouting at you. And you get super angry and you end up doing something which you're not supposed to do. Rather, you knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted you to control yourself in those moments. खुदा ये चाहता है कि आप उन लहजों में अपने ऊपर काबू करें. So, if in those moments you were attentive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being the greatest, and that is Allah's command that you are going to keep in control, you're going to control your anger, then you would not have reacted in the way you were not supposed to react. So the issue goes back to you losing attention to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is problematic. So that's why he's saying that, oh Allah, he says that, وَلَا تُفْسِدْ عِبَادَتِي بِالْعُجْبِ. No Allah, don't let my ibadah, my worship get destroyed because of me thinking I'm better than others. And then he further goes and he says, وَأَجْرِ لِلنَّاسِ عَلَى يَدِ الْخَيْرَةِ. Ajib, baby, this is so beautiful. He said, oh Allah, through my hand, I start helping people. I'm able to resolve people's affairs. मेरे हाथों से दूसरों के कामों को जारी कर दे. He's asking Allah. So he's making us attentive that, as a person, as a Muslim, as a believer, this is what is expected from you. That you should be ready all the time, that you can help others. You become somebody who is able to help others. That you place yourself in a position, present yourself in a way that you are able to help others. People are able to come to you and ask for help and you resolve their issues. आप ऐसे अपने आप को पेश करें कि दूसरे अफराद के काम आ सकें. लोग आपके पास आने की जुर्रत कर सकें, समझ सकें कि ये मेरा काम करेगा. ऐसे अपने आप को पेश करें, ऐसे मोहब्बत से, अखलाक से, किरदार से लोगों से पेश आएं कि लोग इत्मीनान से, बगैर परेशानी के आपसे आके बात कर सकें. No, you should be in a way that people are comfortable talking to you. You shouldn't be around in a way that people feel, oh, what if, ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए. इंसान अपने आप को इतना, और ये कब होगा? जब आप उजुब को साइड पे कर चुके होंगे. जब आप अपने आप को दूसरों से बेहतर समझेंगे, then you cannot go to people and say salam first. If you think you're better than others, then you say, hey, everybody has to come say salam to me first. पहले मुझे आके सलाम करें. नहीं, आप जाइए सलाम कीजिए. मुतवज्जिह खुदा कितना पसंद करता है कि इंसान दूसरों को पहले सलाम करे. सारा सवाब है ही पहले सलाम करने में, एक थोड़ा सा पोर्शन जवाब देने में है. You be the first one to go to people, interact with them, be welcoming to them. When people are coming to your houses, maybe to your centers, that's also a place for you. If you see a new face, go to them, say, Assalamu alaikum brother or sister, how are you? आप कैसे हैं? आइए, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ आपके लिए? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farajahum. And then, right away he says that, when he's asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that, oh Allah, let me, through my hands, I'm able to carry on the affairs of people, help them out. And he says, وَلَا تَمْحَقُ بِالْمَنِّ. And I don't destroy that helping of mine by saying, oh, see, I did something for you. मिन्नत गुजारी के जरिए जाया ना करें अपनी उस खिदमत को जो आपने किसी को की है. कुरान ये कहता है कि मिन्नत बाद में किसी के ऊपर एहसान जताने से बेहतर है कि आप करते ही ना वो काम. It would have been better if you hadn't done that thing for the person, rather later on telling them, hey, I did that for you. इंसान की मोमिन की आबरू काबे से अफजल है. Honor जो है मोमिन का, the valor and the honor of a momin, a believer, is, more preferred than the Kaaba itself. We all need to be attentive toward that. And that asks that we are thinking positive toward each other. We are being lenient toward each other. And then after that, Imam alayhi salam is saying that, وَحَبْلِ مَعَالِيَ الْأَخْلَاقِ, and grant me and bless me with the most highest and the superlative degree of akhlaq. Again, you need to understand that Allah can give you that. We should say, Ya Allah, give us and bless us with the akhlaq of Muhammad wa ali Muhammad alayhim assalam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad farajahum. Not just any sort of akhlaq, the best of the best, the most perfect one, the complete one. And he said, وَأْسِمْنِي مِنَ الْفَخْرِ, and protect me from being proud. मैं फखर ना करूं. ये फखर करना, ये उजब, ये इंसान की जिल्लत की पहली सीढ़ी है. This is the first step toward getting destroyed and being, destroyed, in meaning you can never, understand it. And then he says, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farajahum. SubhanAllah, every word of this dua is a gem. He says, وَلَا تَرْفَعَنِي فِي النَّاسِ دَرَجَةً إِلَّا حَتَتَّنِي عَنْدَ نَفْسِي مِثْلَهَا. कि बारे लाहा, मुझे लोगों के दरमियान कोई भी ऐसा दरजा, मकाम और फजीलत अता ना कर कि मेरे अपने नफ्स के नज़दीक उसी के बराबर मैं अपने आप को कम समझूं. Don't give me any status among people, a higher degree of that you equally give me that, that I'm nothing in my own heart when it comes to my own self. Within the people, my honor and respect, the degree has been increased and Allah has given me another level. But when you give that to me, within myself, in my nafs, I should feel like I'm nothing. Internally, from the outer perspective, my honor is going up, I'm getting a better status. But inside, I'm like, I'm nothing, I'm no one. When can you do that? When you know it's coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. कब आप ये कैफियत पैदा कर सकते हैं? आप पहचानें कि अल्लाह दे रहा है मुझे ये मकाम और मंजिलत, ना कि मैं खुद. तो फिर आप और अपने आप को खुदा की निस्बत जब देखेंगे, समझेंगे कुछ भी नहीं हो. लेकिन आपको खुदा से मांगना पड़ेगा. You need to ask that from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he says, وَلَا تُحْدِثْ لِي عِزًّا ظَاهِرًا إِلَّا أَحْدَثْتَ لِي زِلَّةً بَاطِنًا إِنْدَ نَفْسِي بِقَدَرِهَا. और उसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट के अंदर दोबारा कि जो मेरे बारे में इज्जत की और ज़ाहिरी इज्जत का एहसास जो है उसके बारे में, और जितनी ज़ाहिरी इज्जत मुझे दे उतना ही मेरे नफ्स में बातनी बेवकूफ़ी का एहसास पैदा कर दे. अजीब इमाम के जुमले. यानी इस तरह मुतवज्जे होने की ज़रूरत है कि ज़वाहिर में अगर इंसान को इज्जत मिले तो शर उसका इसको आपको काबू करना पड़ेगा. वो क्या है कि आप अपने आप को समझें कुछ हूं. The moment you are given some honor, respect, you need to understand that it is coming with the corruption. You need to control that. You need to take care of it, that you might think I'm better than others. This is the month, this is the time where we need to understand this, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He grants us with that taqwa and we get attentive toward Him. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten in the return of Maulana Master Imam Mehdi Ajjalallahu ta'ala Sharif. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farajahum.
May I give the last?
Yeah, sure.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن عليا ولي الله. أشهد أن عليا أمير المؤمنين وأبناء المعصومين حجج الله. صلوات عليه وآل محمد. حي على السلاح. حي على السلاح. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. حي على خير الأمل. حي على خير الأمل. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله